Hello and welcome to VOA's Red Carpet. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. Thank you so much for joining us today. On this show today we have augmented reality books adding new dimensions to storytelling by including animation and sound. Johannesburg hosts the third edition of Comic-Con Africa, and Nigeria's INEC sponsors a music concert to encourage youth voting. Let's get on with the show. And in some film news, fans of Marvel's Black Panther: Wakanda Forever are excited by the release of another trailer for the upcoming film. The sequel will be without the star of the first film, Chadwick Boseman, who died in 2020 from colon cancer. The new trailer shows a better look at the mysterious new Black Panther, who appears to be a woman in a brand new suit. The official first look at the sequel came in late July, capping off Marvel's bombshell Comic-Con panel. The emotional teaser featured glimpses of a Wakanda without its King T'Challa, played by the late Boseman, with a mural of his likeness shown looking out over the streets of the country. And in some music news, Grammy-winning rapper, producer, and actor Coolio died at the age of 59. Let's take a look at some of the highlights of his career. Coolio began his career in California in 1994 with his platinum-selling debut album, He Takes a Thief, on Tommy Boy Records. His sophomore album, Gangsta's Paradise, released in 1995, catapulted the rapper to fame with the single Gangsta's Paradise, earning the rapper several accolades, including a Grammy Award for Best Solo Performance, 2 MTV Music Awards for Best Rap Video and Best Video in a Film, and a Billboard Music Award for the Song Album of the Year. The music video for the song was directed by Anthony Fuqua and featured Michelle Pfeiffer reprising her role in the film Dangerous Minds. And let's head over to South Africa. Johannesburg hosted the third edition of Comic-Con Africa, a concentration of manga, comic book, video game, and fantasy universe enthusiasts. More than 50,000 participants are expected this year in the exhibition center of Johannesburg, the largest in the country. South Africa is a future market for the big American cultural companies which occupy this fair. Robin Chanceau has more.
Welcome to the multiverse, parallel universe where all superhero fans can meet. Marvel heroes rub shoulders with Netflix heroes who rub shoulders with DC comic heroes. Here is a South African Catwoman inspired by Tim Burton's movie.
Yeah, I grew up with lots of cousins and boys, so I got to know lots of characters from very young. So gaming and movies, I appreciate them.
Streaming platforms and their superheroes have a strong presence at Comic-Con. Disney Plus launched in May in South Africa, and its catalog is aimed at a wide audience. The competition is tough, and American cultural companies are planning to make their mark.
They've been thirsting for something like Comic-Con to enable them to show off their brands like they can here. And there's a very broad market that you can interact with at a show like ours.
In addition to American entertainment behemoths, Comic-Con has invited artists from South Africa and Zimbabwe. Alongside the headliners, authors are seeking to make a name for themselves by reinventing the notion of the hero. For instance, former President Nelson Mandela inspired a young unemployed graduate who confronts South African society.
Everyday issues that we face, from unemployment to inequality to corruption, but then we solve those problems by using young Nelson as the vehicle that communicates the best way forward.
Despite the overrepresentation of big superhero franchises, more authors have the opportunity to showcase their work. They will have the opportunity to do so again at the next Comic-Con, which will take place in Cape Town, South Africa in April 2023.
And let's head over to West Africa in Nigeria, where the country's Independent Electoral Commission, the European Union, and civil society are sponsoring free concerts to encourage young people to vote. Authorities say tens of thousands of new voters have been registered since the initiative began in June. Young people made up less than a third of all voters in the country's 2019 polls. We have more.
It was a day of music, dance and comedy from some of Nigeria's big stars like Afrobeat star Two-Face Idibia, who performed at Abuja's Youth Mega Concert. Young people make up over 70% of Nigeria's population, and yet voter apathy among them remains a problem. In 2019, less than 30% of the 43 million registered young voters cast their ballot. Authorities say getting more people registered means improving the numbers. The Abuja event was held after a similar one in Lagos. Samuela Isopi is the European ambassador to Nigeria.
Youth vote is fundamental. Youth participation in elections is fundamental in Nigeria as in any other country in the world. In Nigeria, as you know, the youth represents 70%, 80% of the population. So how can you build a country? How can you develop a country if that amount, of the population does not participate in the process?
Voter registration drive takes place at the same time as the concerts. There are at least 50 points for attendees to either register or verify already existing voter cards. Authorities say tens of thousands of new voters have been signed up at concert venues in Lagos and Abuja. Samson Itodo is the founder of the Youth Initiative for Advocacy, Growth and Advancement, or YIGA Africa. He predicts that young people will be more involved in politics going forward.
So far the feedback has been terrific. We've had over 10,000 people register at this venue. One of the things that we've seen over the last 5 days is just one thing. The Nigerian youths have made a bold statement that they have not lost hope in Nigeria. The crowd that you've seen here in their thousands is a demonstration of the fact that a lot of young people and Nigerians are very determined to cast their vote.
Augmented reality books add new dimensions to storytelling by including animation and sound. VOA's Jenia Dulo has more.
Sutu, a Los Angeles artist, works in a medium called extended reality, or XR. That might mean virtual reality, augmented reality, or other kinds of digital mediums that simulate reality.
I like that we can break the convention of traditional storytelling with a device like this.
Books have moved far beyond the medium of paper. With people reading on smartphones, e-readers and computers, and artists are looking for more ways to adapt storytelling. For Sutu, this journey started with an art experiment on the streets of Sydney, Australia, where he is from. He put paper artwork on buildings and tried to revive it by projecting light on it. Out of that experiment, Sutu's first augmented reality comic book, Modern Palaxis, about a paranoid time traveler, was born.
The idea is that you use the augmented reality app to reveal his secret journal.
Sutu created an online augmented reality tool so others could make their own artwork. For his next project, Prosthetic Reality, he chose 45 pieces from artists worldwide who used his AR tool. One by a US artist shows black slaves auctioned off and then redresses them in orange prison jumpsuits.
I thought that was very clever and use of augmented reality to jump 100 years in time.
In the near future, Sutu says instead of viewing AR through apps, people will view it through AR glasses, revolutionizing AR art as a whole.
We will just see the information floating out in front of us, and this will be the tipping point when we enter into a full augmented reality future.
It's a future, he says, he's creating now. Jenia Dulo for VOA News, Los Angeles.
A group of talented musicians originating from Timbuktu in northern Mali, Ali Bilal, Sudan, have been at the top of their game for generations. A constant exchange of three-string traditional instruments and the relentless percussive calabash rhythm has defined their Takamba music style.
Hello, I am in New York City to present Abelau and his group Al Bilali Sudan from Timbuktu, Mali. Now, the English speaker of the group, Mohamed Abelau, he joins me along with his father, Yatara Abelau, his uncle, Aboubakrin Yatara, and his son, Ibrahim Aboubakrin. Welcome, Mohamed. Auniche, Aunise.
Thank you.
Mohamed, What are you all doing in the United States?
We are here in United States for music and for festivals.
What does Al Bilali Sudan mean?
Al Bilali Sudan means that Timbuktu was the place of marketing, business. So there is the Sudani people come in Timbuktu, and Moroccan, Algerian, many people. And there is one poet writes about everything, and he takes this name. He said Al Bilali Sudan, Timbuktu, Al Bilali Sudan.
Your music is really traditional. So what is the source of the tradition?
Our music is traditional because that music we play is traditional. We get it, all the family get it in family, and so it's traditional. Like we want to show our traditional for the world and for all the people too.
And how would you describe the music you play? Is it Takamba?
Takamba and Tehardant. Look, we have two still. We have a still of Tuareg and we have a still of Sorai, little bit Bambara.
And these three instruments are all the Tahardant?
The Tehardant, yes.
Different variations of
yes,
the Tahardant?
Yes, different. We have bass, solo, and acoustic.
What kind of things does your father sing?
My father sings about peace and love and live together.
And he sings in Tamashek?
In Tamashek.
Okay. Tamashek is a language of the Tuareg people.
Of the Tuareg people.
But you all are not actually Tuareg, right?
Yeah, we are just middle of Tuareg.
Well, explain how you fit in with the Bella tradition.
Bella is like, Bella before there was the slave of the Tuareg. Work very, very hard for the Tuareg people because the Tuareg people was very rich people.
But now that there's no more slavery?
No.
Okay, so you are part of, you're part of the society now.
Yeah.
When was that?
1973.
1973?
Yeah.
When it ended?
Yeah.
Now, you and your cousin are the two younger members of the group.
Yes.
How do you add a youthfulness to the music?
Like when I was here in the United States, I see a lot of things I don't see in Mali or in Timbuktu. I get some idea about music, and when I go back home, I explain, because when you see something and you explain them, they will be happy to follow always the music too.
Now, I was in Mali in 2012, and that was right when the coup d'etat happened, and a lot of things changed in Mali, and they're much different now. How is the music scene the same or different now than it was back then in Timbuktu?
The music in Timbuktu is different now, because before the coup d'etat, we play for always, all the time. But now, for us, it's difficult to play. We don't play outside, but if you play outside, you must take security, because some people can come directly, take your instrument and broken. So, but now there is a little bit change, because now we can find little bit festival one time in a year. So the things coming little bit back, but not very like before.
I see. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Heather Maxwell, Music Time in Africa, in New York City with Abelau and Bilali Sudan.
Thank you so much for watching VOA's Red Carpet. My name is Jackson Funganyi. For more entertainment news, check us out at voaafrica.com or on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, goodbye, everyone.